Hey, what's up? What's going on? This is a test stream to see if this actually works. I don't know if it does or if it will. If it does, that's cool. If it doesn't, well, hey, I fucking tried. I've been trying to come up with an idea to start a podcast recently, and I figured I might as well go ahead and test things out. Looks like I have a little bit of a learning curve to go through if I would go through with doing this. I don't mind that so much. Learning things, testing things out, getting things working. That's all cool. So the idea I had for a podcast was that I would be talking about comics, manga, books, stuff I've been reading, right? And get together with some other folks, talk about them, talk about like common stuff we read together, discuss it, topic piece about it, whatever, what have you. I think it'd be a good idea. I've wanted to actually do it myself on my own videos. I just know if I created them, they would not come out anywhere near as much as I would like. And in that case, I'd rather just not do it at all than create something that's subpar that I'm not happy with, right? So I might as well go ahead and test things out in that case. Now, hey, I'm glad I got a viewer there. Hello. Okay, you're gone already. Kind of sad. Disappointed in you, my friend. So the thing is, last few times I was on podcasts, it seems like it was a hit or miss. First times where I was told that my audio and my video is dropping out. So if it's fucked up, that sucks. I don't know. I could probably do audio, but I also want to do video if I'm going to be doing live broadcasts, right? So we'll see how that goes. And if it works out, that's cool. I'll know that it works. And I would say look forward to that. Otherwise, like I said, this is a test. And if it works out, cool. You know what? While I'm here, though, and I hope this works, I'll go ahead and talk about some stuff I've been reading. Now, most recently, I have read The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. It's the collected manga. It was originally published in the Nintendo Power issues, 1990-ish. It says it right here somewhere. From Nintendo Power 32 to 43. Interesting about that is that I actually had majority of those issues, and I was only missing like one issue. So I never really sat down to read those too much, because when I read stuff or when I watch stuff, I like to watch stuff through to completion, right? So it was cool to go ahead and read that. I didn't really enjoy it too much. I mean, it was okay. It was decent. I wasn't really a big fan of the art style, though. I mean, I really don't have like any major. I'll go ahead and like show something of it. I mean, it's okay. It's just not really. It has some cool moments in it. I'm just randomly skipping through pages in here. Whatever page it lands on, you know, that's good enough for us, right? So I thought it was okay. You know, I just wasn't like, wow, blown away by it. No, I don't know. This is appearing in reverse. So I don't know how that's appearing when it goes live. I don't know why it would do that. I don't remember seeing any settings for that. However, you know, I have time to figure that out. And you know, I thought I would have been able to go ahead and stream directly through YouTube, since they have it set up for live streaming on YouTube, but it wants me to use an encoder. But so to stream without an encoder, I still got to go through Google Hangouts, and I thought they split it up. Why isn't it integrated directly into the YouTube live streaming feature. I don't get that. Whatever, though. So the next book I've been reading, I'm actually in the process of reading this, Purple Hibiscus by Chimamanda and Ngozi Adichie. I've read Americana and The Thing Around Your Neck earlier this year. So I found that they recently had this at the library, want to go and read it. I'm about 50-ish pages, just short of 50 pages pages into it, and I really don't have any thoughts about it yet. However, based on her previous two books, well, it's not based on her previous two books. However, from reading her previous books, you know, I liked them. They were good reads. She's a great writer. So I really don't have any thoughts about that. Either way, I'd always recommend to check her out either way. Now, I don't have the hard copies of them on hand, and I read them digitally. One of them would be Volume 1, Issue 1 through 5 of Bitch Planet. I thought it was pretty cool. It was really good. I wasn't completely blown away or completely. I did like it though. I'm trying to think of her name. Kelly Sue DeConnick? I think that's her name. I did like Bitch Planet a lot more than her previous work of Pretty Deadly. I found Pretty Deadly to be very difficult to follow. After finishing reading it, I was like, what the fuck did I just read? Right? What the fuck was... I didn't really... The narrative of it was difficult to follow. I didn't understand... I don't know. It was okay, and then it was just like really difficult to follow after that. So... However, Bitch Planet was a lot more. I was actually very surprised. I kind of avoided anything reading about it to avoid spoilers, but I was kind of surprised that there were essays included in them. In each issue, there's an essay by a different feminist writer. I thought it was pretty cool. They were all very insightful. The most I do remember reading was one by Mickey Kendall in issue 4, because I follow her on Twitter. So it was very interesting and insightful. That particular article, I think it was mostly just an overview of going through the intersectionality of feminism, right? Where, you know, race and gender and sexual identity and class, so on, so forth, what have you. So I thought it was really interesting. Of course, I can go ahead and recommend it. And that was pretty cool. There was one part in the very beginning of issue 5 that was kind of, I wouldn't say rubbed me the wrong way. However, there was one part in the beginning where it was like talking about a sports team, and it was like the Arizona Wetbacks, and it's like, that's kind of racist right there. And it's like, I know it's trying to parody off of saying, what is it? That football team, Redskins, or what have you, or some sort of parody like that. However, it's like when it's trying to parody that, when does it also continue to push that narrative, right? So that was really the only biggest flaw, or really any major critique or criticism I had about it. I really don't have any major criticisms about it. I wasn't completely blown away by it, though. Like I said, it didn't move me the same way that, say, Shudder did, or Rat Queens has, or Rocket Girl. And I'm looking forward to the second volume of Rocket Girl. However, you know, it was good. It was good. It was good to see. It was good to read. It was interesting. And I do look forward to the series. And while I do want to get really, really, really into it, it's already been almost a week since I read it. I finished reading everything fucking Naruto. It was a great series. It's definitely the best that I read the entire year, and I almost didn't think it was going to be my number one. However, I got like to the remaining third of it, and then it just definitely pushed it. You could definitely see where I can't remember the creator's name right now. If this wasn't a test, if I wasn't just winging this, I would have taken notes so I had the particular points that I would talk about as we go through this. I didn't take notes though because I've been meaning to do a test stream. This is impromptu. This is sporadic. Well, not sporadic. I don't remember the particular word I'm going to use for that though. However, I just did it right out of nowhere. I wasn't really planning to do this. I was like, I just want to go ahead and do a test stream sometime, see if things work. Right? Okay, so yeah, for the most of the year, my main I see that one viewer popping in and out right there. So Naruto, you could definitely see where the creator was highly inspired by both Dragon Ball and Akira. I'm not sure what else you could see that the creator of Naruto was inspired by in creating that very epic series. You can definitely see that he took that influence and just ran with it. And I would very much look forward to I'm going to try to read Dragon Ball before the end of the year. If not Dragon Ball, I do want to try to read either Sailor Moon or Inuyasha. I did read Akira. It was very good. I liked it. And it's definitely up in the major first portion of the best manga I read of the year. So we'll see how that goes. I'm thinking near the end of the year, if I do make a run with these podcasts, I'm definitely going to do a quick run through of my favorite reads of the year. Like I said, this is going to be, if I do a podcast of it, it's going to be mostly like, I'm going to be talking about manga, comics, books, whether I can recommend them because they're fucking awesome, or if they suck and I just want to bitch about how much they suck, right? So if I do podcasts, even if I don't do podcasts, even if this doesn't work out, I do want to try to make a video of my top favorites for the year. Just go ahead and include a list or whatever, what have you. So, like I said, I forgot about the other points I want to talk about Naruto. I had a few things I remember I wanted to point out during reading it. It didn't really test structural gender in society type of things. However, they did have quite a few feminine men in there. I don't know if there was any trans people in there. For the most part, whatever there was, you'd be able to identify them, or they would point it out like, oh, that feminine looking person is really a boy. But I don't remember any manly or masculine women in the manga. However, he was definitely very interesting to read. And yeah, I did go ahead and crunch right through it. I read through volume 28 through 72 within a week. I don't know how he did that. For a few moments there, I was kind of questioning if it was going to keep my interest, but it definitely held my interest throughout the majority of it. So I thought that was pretty cool. We'll see how that goes, though. Hey, what's up? No. Okay. I don't know what that no is about. Is it broken? Doesn't work. Talk to me. I don't know if it's broken. Either way, I recommend everything that I spoke about Naruto. Bitch Planet, Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past, and Purple Hibiscus. I don't really want to drag this out anymore. I don't know how long this took. So if this does work, that's awesome. If it doesn't work, well, hey, I tried, right? So if it does work, I definitely say look forward to a podcast in the future. I still definitely need to work out getting some people on board with it, because I don't want to go through going live, trying to make something happen. I want at least one or two other folks on board that could definitely regularly attend and join me for a podcast. And then I'll definitely go through and try to make something regular. I don't think I'd want to do more than at least once or twice a month. It definitely depends on how much I'm reading. I mean, like if I'm just burning through one thing after another, enough to do once a week, I would definitely aim for that. However, sometimes I'll be reading a book and it'll take me 3 weeks to get through it. So if it's going to take me 3 weeks to get through one book, then that, or I'll have to go ahead and bring in like something like I'll pick up a quick volume to read or a quick graphic novel to read and take a quick break of whatever book I'm reading at that time. Otherwise, if I'm just jumping in for one book, then it might not be very lengthy or very eventful. So I would say if I do go through with it, look forward to it not being any more than once or twice a month. I'm going to at least do twice a month, because I can read through a lot of shit, a lot of stuff within 4 weeks. And as far as the days go, I want to try to, because new comics are released on Wednesdays. I mainly just read in volumes. I don't read as one new comic comes out after the other. I like to read it in volumes, binge read through it, move on to whatever's next, look forward to when the next volume of issues is released, catch up, binge read through those, so on and so forth. So in that case, knowing that new comics are released on Wednesdays, I want to try to aim for doing like Thursday or a Friday evening stream. And if not, Saturday. Now I'm saying Thursday, Friday, Saturday, as in like, let's say I aim for doing on Thursdays. If there's a delay, then I'll delay it till Friday. If there's another delay on Friday, I'll go to Saturday. And I'll just use those 3 days and whatever works best, or whatever I can figure out to work with whenever I would get around to doing a stream, right? If I do start up this podcast, find one or two other folks that can regularly join me, bring in some guests every now and then to join the discussion about recent stuff I've been reading. I think it'd be pretty cool from what I do have in mind. I do kind of have to get it structured, get my outline for it more refined, and get the hang of it. Once I get to doing it, once I get in the habit of it, once I get in the groove of it, I'll be okay. So we'll see how that goes. If everything works out, if this test stream works out great, I would definitely say look forward to that. Otherwise, for the time being, I don't need to drag this out anymore. I went ahead and talked about that stuff. I talked about what to look forward to should everything work. And I think we're good. I think we're definitely good. So look forward to that. If this works out well, I'm going to go ahead and publish it and leave it live. If it's crap, if it's shit, I'm probably just going to privatize this video, take it off, what have you. If it works out, that's cool, right? So if this was all good, if you liked what I heard, if you liked what you heard, go ahead and leave me some comments. I couldn't figure out how to set up the chat on here. Otherwise, I'd have the chat up. I couldn't figure out how to do that. I think I have to set up the encoding thing through YouTube and do it like that. And I just kind of, like I said, I was just trying to figure it out for right now. So, if everything works out, let me leave me some feedback. Let me know what you would look forward to, what have you. And go ahead and like and subscribe, and I do look forward to you joining me around again here very, very soon. Okay, cool. Bye-bye.